Yeah. It's 35 pages. It's a very, very short story. Basically about this guy who... He's like a reverend, and then he starts seeing a monkey.
Okay.
He doesn't know why. It just like... He starts seeing like red eyes. And then these red eyes start following him. And then it turns to a face, and then you see a monkey like in the darkness, like just its face. Like that actually sounds kind of terrifying. Yeah. Like because it's smiling at him with like the big teeth. I'm like, okay, this is actually unnerving. I'm skipping like the first 10 pages, which were just setting up this is who this is who this other person is. One's a doctor, one's a reverend. The doctor is kind of irrelevant. He's just supposed to be helping this guy. At the end of the book, the doctor's like, I could have probably helped him if I had taken him as a patient. It's like, well,
thanks.
You did kind of rush to see him, but you also went off to the hillside for a bit. You were kind of hard to get in touch with. So yeah, this guy, the Reverend, like, he's even trying to do some of his services where, like, the monkey just jumps onto the page and, like, does not allow him to continue.
Okay.
Just, like, things that are... It's all in his head for the most part,
sure.
Because he's just going insane. And no one else can see it. I mean, there's potential hints that it could just be, like, Satan or something. Because anytime he tries to pray, the monkey gets closer and closer and snarls and, like, really tries to intimidate him to stop him from praying.
Okay.
So that doesn't work. But the monkey might also go away for, like, a couple weeks and then come back. Like, just give him a little bit of reprise and then just ruin his life.
Yeah, okay. So the monkey stopping him from praying, is this supposed to be some sort of religious allegory? Is this like a Satan type of thing? Or is it like
I feel
temptation or something like that?
It's got to be like Satan or something.
Yeah.
But then, like, the monkey keeps evolving to an extent. It then starts to talk to him. So he's having actual conversations with this monkey, and the monkey knows everything. So... Like, oh, you just met with the doctor. Don't do that. And, like, just screams at this guy. And he's not able to sleep. There's, at the end of the book, or into the story, his servant, who's the best servant out there, of course, he's told, like, check in on your master as often as possible. He goes in every hour throughout the entire night. It's like, went in at 4. He was up. The candles were out, just talking to himself, which was not super unusual. Like, well, because there's a monkey that he's been talking to for the past year or whatever.
No.
And then the next hour he goes in and something else is happening, and yeah.
So does the servant help?
No. He just goes in like every hour just to check on him, and then at some point he's like, great, he's quiet, it's quiet, he probably went to bed, and then the next morning he figures out, oh, the master killed himself.
Oh no!
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so he calls the doctor, but he was supposed to get the doctor didn't get there in time. He was supposed to contact the doctor when the monkey first showed up again. And I guess just it was so bad for this guy that he
I don't think you were
suicide.
being entirely sincere when you said he was the best servant, because he let his master die.
I think he still like went out of his way to go and
check on him.
Like, well, get the doctor and then come back, give the news, and keep calling the doctor. He would go back and forth a lot.
Okay.
It's like, doctor, come on. I'm not allowed to go back to my master if you are not coming with me. Type
Sounds
thing.
interesting enough. So these are all similar then? Like horror stories, I'm guessing that's the vibe.
Yeah. So that one's called Green Tea. It ends basically with, if you put anything into your system that is not completely natural, it...
makes you see monkeys.
It can, like, ruin the balance between your blood and your brain or something.
Okay.
Completely metaphysical BS. But
that's what we know about modern medical science.
Yeah. You put these things into your body and it'll just affect your blood, which affects your brain and the way you think, and will make you see things. Like green tea.
Yeah.
That's why it's called green tea. This guy was drinking green tea, and then apparently that made him see a monkey, potentially.
Has he put absinthe in his tea or something?
I don't know. That last chapter, like, it's an afterword, basically. Like, why is this necessary? It's just metaphysical BS. What are you doing? So I didn't read most of the others, but I did get to Carmilla, the one we've been talking about reading for a long time.
Yes.
The female Dracula.
So I also read this, but I didn't make any notes or anything because I knew you were going to cover it, and I can't say that I remember much because I read it like the very, very beginning of the month. So remind me, what's going on with Carmilla? Is she sexy?
Well, she appears like a teenager, I think.
Usually vampires are sexy, though. That's the thing. Like Dracula's sexy.
Okay, so she is absolutely beautiful. People are enamored by her. Our main character is a woman, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful, and she's my best friend, and it's so great. We're gonna enjoy life together." And
totally non-jealously, and
yeah, there's a little bit of like, will they, won't they type thing. But so what happens with finding her? Like, so this is just like some lord's daughter or something. I don't really know their position, but they live in a castle.
Okay.
So it's already Dracula vibes.
Good.
In an area where there's not much else, so it feels like where you are, like, just outskirts in Romania type thing. I think this one's in Germany, though. And basically, she's out once with with her father, and they see a carriage go by and then topple over, and people look like they're hurt.
Yes, this rings a bell.
There's like some man there who's a servant, and then this person who's apparently the mother of Carmilla.
Yes.
And then Carmilla herself. And everyone's generally okay, and the mother's like, right, I have a lot of things that I need to do. Can I leave her in your care? So, father's like, sure, yeah, I can take care of her. My daughter needs a friend, and the friend that she was going to have over from like the nearby city just passed away, so she's in a little bit of poor spirits. And then she and Carmilla become friends, and then you can kind of guess what happens there. So,
okay.
People around town start like dying, and
The standard, the typical.
Yeah. I think the main thing that happens is, so there's a doctor who's just like, right, we got to stop this. She apparently, actually, our main character, as a girl, saw Carmilla's face when she was really, really young, and like had a night terror type thing. She felt like needles in her skin, and then woke up and screamed. And so like, there's always a servant now in her room watching over her. And then Carmilla shows up and is like, oh, I had a dream about you. And Carmilla's like, I had a dream about you when I was a kid, too.
That's weird.
Yeah. So it's not really hiding anything. Like, Carmilla kind of goes in and out of the room. She's can transform into a cat. Like,
nice. Black cat, I assume.
Probably. And, like, still, like, drinks our main character's blood. I think her name comes up once in this whole story, so I never learned it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Did they kill her? Did they do the stake through the heart type situation? And
General, the friend of the family, comes by and is like, right, so my daughter died because we were at a ball, and this woman's like, hey, can you take care of my daughter for a bit? I need to go off on my own way. And
that's right. I remember feeling like it was a bit convenient that they bumped into someone else who'd gone through the same thing and was able to solve it for them, you know?
Yes. But he's like, right, so this woman, Carmilla, ruined my daughter's life. Well, killed her.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So who is the mother figure?
No idea. She's apparently some other... I think she's another vampire or something.
Okay.
But Carmilla's the one going around actually like killing people and being let into these people's houses, and I guess that might be where like getting permission comes from, potentially. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe that's later on, or
so
some other story.
Is it going to be...
Yeah, it gets enough of one. It's not my favorite, but it was enjoyable.
Okay. I kind of thought it was just alright.
Yeah, I mean... The general comes by, and he's your Van Helsing one. He's the one who actually, like, right, this is how we do it. We go and stake her through the heart, cut off her head. She's apparently in a coffin that's filled with blood.
I remember that being surprising, because I've never seen that in a Dracula.
That was very cool. I also like this might be where we get the different anagrams from. So Carmilla's real name is Millarca, which is just an anagram of that. And I'm like, is that where we get Alucard?
Like Dracula and Alucard and everything, yeah.
So
Castlevania, and yeah.
stuff like that was quite
So this
nice.
is and the staking through the heart and everything, and then cutting off the head that comes in Dracula as well. So this is before Dracula, crucially.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, and is therefore setting some of those bits.
But
But
that's-
interestingly, by another Irish author.
Yeah, it is interesting. And so what I liked about it is that it is, for the most part, the best parts of Dracula, because the best parts to me were in the castle.
Yeah, of course.
I also really loved the bit on the ship, which you didn't like as
I
much.
didn't like it. But Dracula's
um,
long. It sounds like this is your summary version, essentially.
It is a summary version. It's not as impactful as Dracula. Do I think it's a nice, fun read? Yeah. Sit down, give it a read. It's fun enough.
Does it want to make you read more, though?
Honestly, I would say like Green Tea made me want to read more of the short stories, but I don't think I would need anything long enough.
Okay.
So, like, he has another one in here that's a little bit longer. Or I think the longest one is called The Room in the Dragon Volant. I'd probably read The Familiar and Mr. Justice Harbottle because they're like 40 pages.
Okay.